Jiri Prochazka and Aleksandar Rakic got robbed of a main card slot on UFC 300 and got put below Bo Nickal versus Cody Brundage. And today we're going to talk about my thoughts on Jiri Prochazka versus Aleksandar Rakic. Stick around to hear my thoughts. I'm Wyatt, and this is Fight Society. All right, guys, so today we are going to be talking about the featured prelim of UFC 300, which is Jiri Prochazka versus Aleksandar Rakic. Now, like I said in the intro, this is a crime that this is not on the main card of UFC 300, and that it is put below Bo Nickal versus Cody Brundage. Now, in regards to the fight, from a stake standpoint, Jiri Prochazka and Aleksandar Rakic are ranked 2 and 3 at light heavyweight, I believe. So I think that this is a title eliminator fight because you have Jamal Hill and Alex Pereira in the main event. And the winner of that fight is most likely going to be fighting Magomed Ankalaev. The winner of this fight will most likely fight the winner of the main event versus Magomed Ankalaev. So whoever wins between the winner of the main event and Magomed Ankalaev will most likely face the winner of Jiri and Aleksandar Rakic. Both of these guys are looking to bounce back. They're both super elite light heavyweights. Former champion in Jiri Prochazka. He's coming off of a loss in November to Alex Pereira for the light heavyweight title. And then Aleksandar Rakic is making his first appearance since blowing out his knee in late 2022 against Jan Blachowicz. Now, both of these guys are going to remain in this top 5 of the 205 division for some time, in my opinion. But both of these guys are elite light heavyweights, and it doesn't feel right to have them not in the title talk, especially Jiri. We haven't seen him not in the title conversation since before the Dominic Reyes fight that led to him fighting Glover. So it's been a while since Jiri has not been in that title talk. And I do think that the winner of this fight will get a title shot probably 6 to 9 months from now, depending on how long it takes for the winner of the 300 main event and Magomed Ankalaev to fight. But also, I could see Jiri with an impressive win or Rakic with an impressive win jumping over Magomed Ankalaev because the fans don't really give a shit about Magomed Ankalaev. As good as he is, people just don't care. I've talked about this many times on the channel before, that the UFC looks at things from a business perspective over a rankings or legitimacy standpoint more often than not. So there's the stakes for this fight. Now, when it comes down to the style matchup, this fight is mostly going to be fought on the feet. You have a very clean kickboxer in Aleksandar Rakic going up against a very unorthodox, weird rhythm type of style coming from all angles with low hands, awkwardness in Jiri Prochazka. I think that Jiri Prochazka has a very good chance in this fight, but I do think that this is a tough task for him going up against such a clean kickboxer in Aleksandar Rakic. And we saw Jiri get put on his butt from low kicks by Alex Pereira. And I'm not saying that Rakic has Pereira-level low kicks, but Aleksandar Rakic does have very, very good low kicks, and he is a very clean technical kickboxer. So I think that Jiri is going to have a hard time, and I think he's probably going to get outpointed in this fight. If he's going to win, it's going to be by finish. It's going to be in classic Jiri Prochazka style with him landing something crazy, something unorthodox, and pulling a rabbit out of his hat later in the fight, in my opinion. For Aleksandar Rakic, I think there is a lot more avenues to victory. I think that Jiri is a little chinny. He does get hurt in almost every single fight, doesn't really have great defense, blocks punches with his face. And I think that Aleksandar Rakic could point his way to a 3-round decision win, or I could see him putting Jiri away due to Yuri's lack of defense, how often Jiri eats big shots. And we've seen Jiri get rocked a lot of times in the UFC, even though he only has that one loss to Alex Pereira. We saw him get KO'd by an up kick, I think, and then fall on top of Dominic Reyes. We saw him get hurt multiple times by Glover Teixeira, and we saw him get dropped and then finished by Alex Pereira. So, and he also got knocked out badly when he was over in Ryzen. So I think that Jiri has one path to victory, and it's a out of the blue big shot that is going to put Rakic away. And I think Rakic has many avenues to victory. I think that he can point his way to a decision or put Jiri away with punches and kicks because Jiri eats a lot of shots. So with that said, my official prediction for Jiri Prochazka versus Aleksandar Rakic is that Aleksandar Rakic is going to win by decision and become possibly a #1 contender at 205. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below. If you like this video and you want more content just like this, click that subscribe button down below. If you want more content from me, go check out my weekly comedy podcast, the Hissyfit podcast, and go check out my personal channel, Wyatt's World. Go watch this suggested video, and I'll see you next time.